Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Wednesday, the 20th of May. And, of course, Willis Chevrolet of Granger. May is bringing big Chevy changes. Get $7,000 cash allowance on eligible 2026 Silverado models, or drive home the popular Trax with 2.9% financing. If you're listening on the audio stream at TheRushRadio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Phone lines are open at 515-517-2303. And, of course, follow us on social media. I was thinking about you yesterday, Ross Peterson.
Were you doing something?
Yeah, I was perusing LinkedIn. Which I don't even know if you're on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we've had the LinkedIn conversation before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was perusing LinkedIn, and a kid popped up that was a lot younger than me, but from Neola, Iowa.
Around my age? Like, when you say a lot younger than you, do you mean like around my age?
Probably, yeah.
Are you serious?
Maybe a little younger than that.
You refer to me as a lot younger than you?
What year did you graduate high school?
1996.
Yeah, I was 89. You're a lot younger. You would not even have been in high school. Yeah, I know. But at that time, that's a lot younger. So I'm still thinking, because I haven't seen this guy since probably, 1989 or even farther than that.
Because I give you shit for being old, and truthfully, I see you as, a year or two older than me. You're slightly older than me.
I think that happens as you get older, because I'm a lot older than Anjanette's youngest sibling, but now that she's in her 40s, we seem closer in age. I know what you mean, but I since I haven't seen this person since in 40 years, you're like, okay, you were still a lot younger than me. Oh. But he had this little teaser video on his LinkedIn, and I thought of you because they were fishing rods. And so I reached out to him, and he says, hey, when I have more to talk about it, I'll be able to share. And I kind of got into what he was doing, but it seems like he's making, in Iowa, his own fishing rods.
More information, please.
So I reached out to him. I said, hey, I see you're doing something. First of all, you're from Iowa. That's really cool. You're making something and you're branding it Made in America, which I'm assuming, is designed, created, the ideas in Iowa. And so I said, are you ready whenever you're ready to launch this or talk about this, we'd love to have you on. We're doing this trip to Ballards. I go, I'm not a fisherman, but my partner is. And I like good success stories like that. If somebody who has an idea and you can localize it. And I'm like, maybe Ross would like to see one of these fishing rods.
I'd like to see how it's made. I'd like to go hang out with him for a minute and see what that's all about.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So he reached out. He goes, starting this business, he goes, I didn't know what I was doing. He goes, I need help with all this stuff, promotion, because I don't think he was smart enough just to put a video on LinkedIn, and I don't know if that was the place to do it. Maybe TikTok
or like that,
or Facebook.
The algorithm is crazy how it works.
It really is, and that's a pretty crazy. Niche market, right? I mean,
yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I have no really any more about it, but I'm like, Ross just popped into my mind. I go, Ross would like an interview here. Ross would talk all day about fishing rods.
I'd love that.
I didn't know what I'm curious about. It's kind of like you see a new Easton bat come out or something. Is there technology that could change a fishing rod?
I was genuinely sitting there going, how do you make a fishing rod? I know how to break them.
Or I wonder if he had like tight shots of the grip. I wonder if it's like a custom grip on it. I don't know. We'll find out more.
I'm interested. So you're just perusing LinkedIn. and you found.
Oh, dude, I'm on LinkedIn every day.
Hold on, I didn't know that you could do. I didn't know that's how. I thought you can like peruse LinkedIn.
Oh yeah. Now it's more of a. The nice thing is,
Business thing.
99.9%. There's nothing political on it. It's usually sales strategies, marketing strategies, AI strategies. I mean, so it seems to me I get a lot more traction and information out of LinkedIn. I'll be honest with you, with MCL Construction, LinkedIn is our number one social media platform. More of our stuff is seen on LinkedIn than it is on the other side, because we're a business-to-business company that gears towards, clients that want to build something in the commercial space. So it's seen more there than it would be on a Facebook. Now, our TikTok does pretty well, believe it or not. I still don't understand the TikTok thing. But yeah, if you got on LinkedIn, we're pretty active and gave advice to buying homes and stuff.
You've told me this. You've told me. You have been telling me to get back into LinkedIn for as long as Bruno's been telling me to like soccer. That's about as long as those two things have been happening.
Is LinkedIn the soccer version of social media? Trust me.
Well, soccer
LinkedIn's going to take off.
So local, dude. There are so many things that are that way. That's the joke from "It's better. You're better off dead." I'm really into kickboxing. It's the sport of the future.
That's say anything, but that's okay.
Say anything. What did I say?
Better off dead. I'm
John Cusack movies.
Yeah.
Both in the same. They were probably filmed the same summer. You give me a break. Man, what are you
gonna do with your life, son? Kickboxing, sport of the future. That's good. That's where John Cusack's holding the the boom box above his head.
Yeah, I mean I know the boy. I'm putting those two movies together, and I need to watch. I might need to watch both of those because I'm better off dead to me. I feel like I watched that movie a lot more. But now it was really goofy.
You ready for this? I don't know if I've seen Better Off Dead. I know I've seen Say Anything.
Then so that'll be easy. As I start throwing lines at you, you can go, yep, no, yeah, no. Had Booger from
Revenge of the Nerds?
From Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay. I don't remember it.
Oh my gosh! And the two little Asian kids that did the Howard Cosell impersonation.
So is Better Off Dead? Is Better Off Dead a drama or is it a comedy?
It's a comedy. It's a total goofball comedy. People in the I want my $2, Johnny, the little paper boy. And I don't mean Johnny's the name of the paper boy. I mean Johnny was our listener that threw that into the comment section. Says I want my $2.
Interesting. I need to go see if this is on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Apple Plus or what other subscription do I own that I can get this?
There's the skiing scene. We're at the top of the hill. It's John Cusack and Booger. And he's got to race down the hill to...
The funny part of that whole bit right there was, and it's not even a bit, you're like, and John Cusack, who has a real name, and Booger, who's a real actor.
What's that guy's name?
I have no idea, but if you saw him, you'd go, Booger.
So when I say Booger, when I'm telling a visual story, I just say Booger so you can visualize Booger. You know who I was talking about, didn't you?
I knew exactly who you were talking about. But I wonder what Booger looks like when he's cleaned up. Because every time you see Booger, you just think of messed up hair, not shaven, smoking a cigarette.
That guy alive?
That's a good question. And what is his name? What is Booger's name?
His name is Booger. No, I'm kidding.
Who played Booger from Revenge of the Nerds?
Curtis Armstrong. Oh, he's been in a lot of stuff. Oh, my goodness. He's still alive.
How old is Curtis? 72.
72 years old. One of his movie credits is something called King of the Nerds.
I had no idea that existed.
Went on for several years. Anyway, Booger's up on the mountain with John Cusack. And John Cusack's got to race another guy down a hill. Honestly, I don't even know that guy. That other guy I just said, he didn't even have a name. I just called him the other guy. Booger had a name.
Booger.
So John Cusack, Booger, and the other guy are up on the hill, and John Cusack's got to race the other guy down the hill. And he looks to Booger and he's like, "You got any advice?" And Booger says, "Yeah, go that way really fast. And if something starts to get in your way, turn." That's the kind of movie it is.
And delivered like that, it's funny.
And it's anyway, it's in that range.
You know, I wonder if Curtis Armstrong, for how long, now that he's 72, probably doesn't get it. But you wonder for how many years people didn't know he was Curtis. He'd go out in public and they'd be like, "Booger." And they would ask him to belch, right? Because the belching scene in Revenge of the Nerds, still one of the most classic belching scenes ever.
That does put some funny. I never really thought of that, but yeah, there are actors that you know during interviews they'll be asked, Jeff Daniels, is that the guy from Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
How often are you asked to say lines from Dumb and Dumber? Only every day.
And Jeff Daniels is one of those unique actors that can do very serious.
He's been in some
stuff.
Great movies.
Yes,
yeah,
and then
serious movies.
And then he's in Dumb and Dumber, and you're like, where did this come from?
This is where I didn't think I'd be going down the Curtis Armstrong, Jeff Daniels rabbit hole. By the way, just quickly before I get off of the Better Off Dead thing, I think that's a movie. I'm surprised that's a movie that you didn't see.
I wonder if this is going to happen. When I go watch it, I'll go, "Oh, I've seen this," but it was like only once.
I think so. It's not nearly like as underground classic as like a Strange Brew.
I didn't like Strange Brew. I never got the McKinsey brother thing. Never got it. I just didn't appreciate it.
I love our 6 to 6:15, 6:30, 6:20. I love it because you and I sit here for about a half hour. I mean, I log in about 5:30, but then I'm usually running around and doing stuff. But you and I talk. We never. Yeah. It's something happens at 6. 6 The
light switch goes on.
I don't know what it is, but then all of a sudden the rabbit holes are out. Then all of a sudden we're chasing around. You mentioned I just only mentioned Strange Brew as a reference of like those, what do they call those movies? Cult classics.
Cult classics movies.
I wonder if Better Off Dead's more of like a cult classic. And then
what constitutes a cult classic? That's what I want to know.
Good question. That's a good question. Is it just not having box office success and then finding cultural relevance later?
I think you hit the nail on the head. It was not a box office success, but it became into one of those movies. Like Big Lebowski would be a cult classic, right? I don't remember the Big Lebowski in the theater, but it's become this. Well, I'm the dude.
Okay, but what if it can have? Am I putting too much emphasis on the word cult? And what I was about to say, but the definition that just came into my brain was something like, it's got to have cultural relevance. It's got to have cultural impact. It's a cult classic. Am I putting too much? Because being
according to Google,
all right, a cult movie.
A cult classic is a film that generates highly dedicated, passionate fan base over time, often after bombing at the box office or receiving negative critical reviews upon initial release. These movies build loyal subculture of fans who engage in repeat viewings, quote famous lines, and attend special screenings. So would Tropic Thunder be a cult classic?
Well, for us, certainly, Travis. By the way, it's described there. I would, and I think that there's enough people that I was thinking it was cultural impact. And yeah, Tyler, I said cult equals cultural. Yeah.
So
Right?
famous examples, according to Google, they give 3. The Outsiders in 1983.
Culture. Yeah, okay. The Outsiders. Okay. But I mean, I remember the Outsiders being popular in like the.
I mean, look at the actors that were in the Outsiders.
Okay.
I mean, that was incredible.
All right.
Donnie Darko in 2001.
Didn't care
I never
for
got
that one.
Either did I.
Look at you and me. Samesies. Me and you.
And The Big Lebowski in 1998.
They put Lebowski in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What was a moderate box office and critical disappointment, but spawned Lebowski Fest.
How come nobody got into the Christopher Guest movies like I did?
Well, I think people got into Best in Show. I don't think they got into Waiting for Guffman.
Oh, come on. That show, Waiting for Guffman. I think it's one of the funniest movies of all time. Like,
let me give another example. If somebody, Office Space is a cult classic.
That's a good one. That's got to be a good one.
Yeah.
See, we know the one that was going through my head. What is the name? I love this. What's the name for movies where like, they were really big at one time and now they've died off? Like Mallrats would be one of those movies for me. And maybe it's because the culture changed and malls aren't. But then what about a movie like Bottle Rocket?
Oh, Bottle Rocket's tremendous.
Yeah, why,
tremendous.
I bet you 90. Maybe that's a high number. I don't know. 75%.
You can make the argument that anything that Wes Anderson makes is a cultural classic.
See, how's Wes Anderson fit into that? But Christopher Guest movies don't. Because I would agree. I'd almost agree with you. Like,
I think Christopher Guest movies do, because look at you. You are a unique subset because you're looking at overall popularity. You are part of that unique sub-base cult that likes Christopher Guest movies.
And why can't I think of the guy who made Mallrats and Kevin Smith?
Oh,
like Kevin
the Jay
Smith
and Silent Bob movies.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because he did Clerks. Remember Clerks, which was black and white?
Yep. That was the first appearance of Jay and Silent Bob, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's weird that Jay and Silent Bob are the thread that you have through that time. It's so odd. Because I've learned so much in this last month about you. Like the way that you watched Saved by the Bell. So, Jay, you weren't a weed smoker. Why was Jay and Silent Bob the thing that grabbed onto you with the...
I tell you what, I don't know if I didn't see Jay and Silent Bob really until I saw the movie Dogma. So I was late behind getting on the Jay and Silent Bob thing.
Great movie.
Dogma was tremendous. And then once I saw Jay and Silent Bob and Dogma, I kind of went backwards and checked them out a little bit.
Okay, right. Even Ray says Dogma rocks. Ray
Thumbs up, Jesus.
Ray and I agree on so much. So much. Wait a minute. I watched The Family Stone. That's the one that you love.
That's my Christmas movie.
I still don't think I've seen Notting Hill.
Notting Hill, that's not a cult classic. That was Julia Roberts. I mean, that was a pretty big film at the time, and it's kind of maintained. It's got a unique fan base, but I think that was pretty well established. But Dogma would fall into that cult classic. You're right. The Christopher Guest movies.
Okay, if I were going to get real technical about that definition that you gave about cult classic,
yeah,
there was something in there that you said about it being a passionate following. Something like that. It said because go ahead.
A loyal subculture of fans who engage in repeat viewings, quote famous lines, and attend special screenings. And it's a passionate fan base over time.
Passionate fan base over time, I think, was the thing that I would. A Dogma. Yeah, I wouldn't. If somebody said name 50 movies, I wouldn't say Dogma. right?
That's fair.
You have more of a cult following, according to that. You have more of a cult movie following for Notting Hill and The Family Stone. Christmas Vacation would be a cult classic.
Even though it did well at the box office?
Because it says, I hate my brain sometimes, and sometimes I like it because it was a fun way to wake up. Because there was something you said in the beginning of it. Read it again. I'm sorry. Read your definition again, their prosecution.
A cult classic is a film that generates highly dedicated, passionate fan base over time, often after bombing at the box office or receiving negative critical reviews upon its initial release.
Often. I would like to direct the court's attention to the word often. So it can have box office success. So it's not something that it hinges on whether or not. It really is. Does it have a passionate following over a long period of time? And the answer to that, so a lot of Christmas movies would fall into that.
Well, I was going to ask you this about the Christmas movies. And folks, I apologize for this rabbit hole, but I'm having way too much fun. I have one of the longest lists of I've come up with.
I really do want to talk about the Knicks game last night, man. I watched that game, watching it for Mitch and Hannah, thinking of them the whole time. What an awesome game. Super fun.
We'll get to it. It's
okay,
just,
all right,
I'm having a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, and I have like 4 things I wrote down too.
Can a network take something out of cult classic status? Meaning during Christmas, when you run a Christmas story for 24 hours a day, it becomes to the point where everybody likes a Christmas story.
But that doesn't no. Can they ruin it by overdoing it and that that culture dies off that loves it? Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, but counterpoint. We've talked about the story of It's a Wonderful Life, and maybe people don't remember this. It's a total bomb. It's in the scrap heap of history, and the reason it got brought back, in fact, when Ted Turner just passed away, is partly because of Ted Turner, but almost all because of broadcasting rights. It was in the public domain. It was almost free to air. It's a Wonderful Life. And that's why they started playing It's a Wonderful Life around Christmas time. The movie won one award at the time. And it was for the special effects. It was for the snow.
The snow.
Yeah.
Which was probably just painted asbestos cornflakes.
You're, dude. Here's the thing. They were painted asbestos painted cornflakes. That's what they were. This is so good. The dude that was the special effects designer for It's a Wonderful Life was the first guy that came up with a better snow, a better looking snow. It looked right. It crunched under their feet. Travis, now that I'm saying that out loud, I think maybe he was the guy that came up with the asbestos covered cornflakes. But there's something in there about how they ended up getting away from that, because basically the deer that live in the hills, and the rats and mice and all the other stuff that live up in the mountains in California would come down from the mountain and invade the studios at night because they were all full of this sugary.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So he got away from it. He's that. Anyway, my brain. Well, I don't want to look that one.
Ken Payne, Jeff Klein. If you guys are listening right now, this popped in my head. I think we should have a monthly cult movie night. I don't know where we can do a screening. We invite listeners just to come watch a cult classic with us.
I think that's tough for. Yeah, we'll have to do screenings at because we can't do it at movie theaters.
No, we'd have to get I don't know, maybe somebody give us a room. We put up a big projector and we watch it, and then we do it like on a Sunday, right? Because or a Sunday night or
wonder if
something like that.
Brooksy I don't think we can just get access to the fairgrounds.
No, because they would charge him. I mean, as soon as he steps on the fairgrounds, he gets charged like 18.5%. So it's.
I got my email the other day for the new food fair event.
Oh, you get to go?
It's been going for like a decade.
I know, because you're Ross Peterson. You're a local celebrity.
It's because I love it.
That's right. You're Ross Peterson.
Okay, we got a couple minutes here before the top of it, and then we're done rabbit holing, and I promise you can do your thing. But you said a couple.
It's
things.
our thing, man. It's our thing.
You're right. But I did write down a couple things that I have to go back and touch on, and I want to tell you about. I've had two things now in the last, since Monday, that really brought home the bacon on how old I am, because we were talking earlier about the.
But I'm a lot older than you. Remember that?
You're not. It's in my head. You're like 4 or 5 years older than me. You said you're how much? 7, 6, 7.
Well, you were born in 78.
Yeah,
I'm 8 years older than you.
Okay. I'm at Audrey's school the other day, and I'm hanging out and I'm listening. I love listening to the conversations those kids have at like lunchtime, right? And the kid that's sitting next to me, they're oblivious to me. And they're like, and one of the kids is like, man, Jacob's dad is old. And the girl sitting next to me is like, Jacob's dad's not even that old. My parents are old. My parents are the oldest parents of anybody here. They've got to be. My parents are like super old. My parents are like 49.
Like 49.
And these kids are like, damn, old 49. Ooh, that's old. I'm sitting there, I'm going, I'm sorry.
It's funny how this is. Remember, I told you to ask your dad, how he feels on the inside. Remember that?
Yeah,
because I was going through my old high school yearbook, and I'm looking.
It was Anjanette that told me that.
Okay.
Don't be taking credit for Anjanette.
Don't take care of my wife.
Don't be acting like you drove the car to safety.
But I'm doing the math, and I'm going through my high school yearbook. I'm thinking this teacher was so old when I was in high school. Then I backtrack. I'm like, oh, I'm older than they are in that picture. And it's like, okay, I'm not that old. I'm not.
Isn't it wild how old you look back at photos like that? Like even now, I think about where my dad was at certain times in his life, what he was doing, what he had done. And then I realized how much older than that I am now. I go, well, why don't I feel like an adult yet? Oh, because you're never gonna, because nobody ever does. Because we're all just people figuring it out. That's why you're just a dumbass like everybody. DMAC dropout.
I'm Peter fucking Pan is what I am. I'm this right here is Neverland.
Here's the other thing that hit me and then we're done. I got a Facebook message. I knew it was coming up. I thought I had it on my calendar. It's coming up in a couple weeks. And I got a Facebook message from an old friend the other day, and I click on it, and it's like, hey, you are coming to our 30-year reunion coming up here in a couple weeks, right? I was like, I think you got the wrong number. You said 30 what? I'm 27. You meant my 30th birthday? Y'all are planning on that for a couple of years?
30 years, Ross.
I remember when the Bob Seger song at 20 years, where'd they go? 20 years. I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone.
Like a rock. If you're looking for a mortgage for your home, Gary Presnell is the man to call. He's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank. He's been financing on residential homes for the past 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans, and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get that loan pre-approved in 30 minutes or less, and it can happen after hours or even on the weekends. Give him a call because he's the best and number one producing mortgage banker in the state of Iowa and has been for the past 8 years.
And just a really fun guy to talk to.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes you're going to feel better about yourself.
And if you ask nicely, you might meet Norm. You got to ask nicely.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't met Norm. You know why?
But if you say, hey, Gary, I'm coming into close, can you bring the cat?
I haven't bought a big enough house. That's why. No, I'm good. Kind of like
Give him a call at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Graduate into a new vehicle at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. Drive into your next chapter with a huge selection of new and Car Bravo certified vehicles. Get $500 cash allowance or 2.9% APR with 90 days of deferred payment or lease as low as $309 a month on the compact and economical 2026 Chevy Trax. Or enjoy the adventurous and stylish Trailblazer with 3.9% APR and 90 days deferred payment or lease starting at just $289 a month. Come visit us in Granger, just 15 minutes north of the Metro, or online at willischevy.com.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Guys, if you're not feeling right, do not ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get a personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and one that is judgment-free. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. We do want to thank Scott Carpenter and Brad Heinrichs for wanting to include us in on the Swarm event that was supposed to take place at Des Moines Golf and Country Club on Friday. And, you know, I agree with them. It was a tough weekend. We're heading into Memorial Day weekend. You got a lot of people that are doing a lot of things. And so what they've done now is consolidate the singer-songwriter nights into 2 events, which will be one in Cedar Rapids, one in Davenport. So you got one on June 11th, one on June 12th. So if you purchase tickets to the event, they're going to be reaching out to you. You can either consolidate it to go to the ones in Cedar Rapids or Davenport, or they'll let you know the rest. But listen, we were looking forward to it.
My fault for when the phone call first came in. I thought we were invited. I thought they were asking us to do the Cedar Rapids event. Remember when I very first called you? I was like, "Hey, they're asking us to do the Cedar Rapids event. I don't know if that one will work." See, we should have just signed up for the Cedar Rapids event. Yeah. So they're going to consolidate them. Try to get one or two of them off the ground at least, right? And hopefully have great events. So that's all right. You still going to come to town?
Yeah. So I got a meeting up there with actually one of our listeners. I'm doing a little business with, and not really business. I just need to do it.
You're hooking up with Ray, taking back a couple kilos. I get it.
Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. But I'm going to do a business trip in the morning, then hang out with you in the afternoon. So that'll be fun. And maybe if we get done, I can get back and go to the Cyclone Tailgate Tour in time to see Coach Fenley and Jamie Pollard and those guys. So then I leave Saturday morning, and I'm gone all next week. So do we need to have a refresher course on how to run the controls for you?
I've got a little notepad here that tells me what to do.
Okay, we're good.
I love how little faith you have in me. Here's the thing is that I have as time goes by, I'm learning more about you as well. But my faith in you doesn't fall off at all. I'm like, Travis got this. I know Travis has got it. I know that the private plane kid that
oh my God, you're never gonna let that go. That's gonna no, you're gonna be at my funeral delivering the eulogy and at my celebration of life. Let me start with a story, folks. Did you know that Travis flew on a plane when he was 16 years old to a football camp? Did you know that? That's the type of life he lived. I do want you to do the eulogy, though.
You want me to do your eulogy?
Yeah.
All right.
Whenever I die. Hopefully it's not for another 30, 40 years, but.
Do you think it would be fun to hear it before you died?
Mm-mm.
You know?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's bad. I think it's sad that we say the nicest things about people after they're dead.
That's really fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I follow a marketing guy who reads his obituary. He's written his obituary and he reads it every day before he starts his day at work. I'm like, huh, interesting. All right. I'm not ready to write my obituary yet. Maybe I should. I don't know. You did something I never thought you would do. You watched an NBA game last night. I'm getting texts like, this game's crazy. We're talking, and you know how they always say, don't watch the NBA till the fourth quarter? Last night's a perfect example because you had the largest comeback in an NBA playoff game since 1970. The Knicks were down 22 at the 8:19 mark in the fourth quarter. There was a 99.9% chance of winning for the Cleveland Cavaliers midway through the fourth quarter. And then the Knicks went off. And they did it by picking on James Harden. I mean, James Harden.
over and over. They ran a little highlight clip at one point, Trav, in the fourth quarter, when in the middle of the comeback, and they're like, "Look at how good Brunson is." Every basket was a one-on-one against Harden. That was kind of the shocking thing, because like in the third was when it really started. Game was pretty good up to halftime, and then in the third quarter is when Cleveland came out and took control and started to dominate the game. And there's no energy from the crowd. And then and the weird thing was, like, man, Karl Anthony Towns, it just had a really unimpressive stretch for a while there in the third quarter and part of the fourth quarter. And part of it was they were even running this they're running some screens. Get a Karl Anthony Towns on James Harden matchup. Get the ball to Big Cat. He can't finish. Harden steals it from him one time. He can't get it in the bucket the other time. He was just struggling and slow last night, it seemed like to me. And then all of a sudden they started to figure it out. They picked on Harden a lot, but it wasn't just Harden that they were picking on. I mean, they started to finally play defense and make stops when they had to. It was a really fun game to watch. You're right. It was really fun fourth quarter to watch.
Yeah, fun fourth quarter.
It was a fun game. I enjoyed it.
They outscored the Cavs from that 8-19 market through overtime. They outscored the Cavs 44-11. 44 and Cleveland still had a chance to win. The last shot in regulation, that thing was in and out. You're like, oh, it's going in. And it was, I heard the line this morning, it was in until it wasn't. You know, it bounced around the rim and went right through it. I wonder how many people tuned in to Mitch Widmeyer and Hannah's views last night.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't tune into it, and I'm going to have to figure out how or what or where. I mean, again, because I don't really do, all I really do is Twitter and Facebook, and I trying to do those less.
I reached out to Mitch, and he wanted to come on today, but Hannah actually has an appointment at 8:00. So he goes, I can't make it. I said, no, that's fine. We're going to throw the line.
That's how much he likes Mitch, is that because normally Travis says, oh, okay, fine. Don't want to be on the show? Then don't be on the show. Okay.
It's hard to argue if your sister has an appointment at the doctor's you have to get to. I have a little empathy that way. Not much, but I have empathy.
I like this. The new guy I'm learning about. My new friend, Travis. He's so empathetic because of that privileged lifestyle he grew up with.
Oh, my God. I was not privileged growing up.
I know you weren't. And you know I'm kidding with you. But the fact that you react to it this way makes it fun.
Did I have some advantages? Absolutely. But I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't think I was a spoiled little brat.
I just said, take a little poke, take a little fun. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. A little cattle prod, a little shocker.
I had a pool growing up.
I didn't have a pool.
That was above ground.
You disguised it and put a deck around it, and it looked like it was below ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part. And now only about a quarter of it, maybe half of it, had a deck around it. You knew it was above ground, but it was still a sweet pool. I thought we lived at Caesar's Palace.
You know what I had growing up to swim in besides the pool in Neola, Iowa? Cattle tank. You know how much time I spent in a cattle tank? Or, and I can't believe I don't have cancer right now. Honest to God. Because the best swimming holes when you needed to just cool off in a hot summer was a terrace, below a terrace where all the runoff came out.
Oh yeah, I was just swimming with Roundup.
Swimming in Roundup is what I'm doing.
I know now. You just said something though, because I forgot about your rugged farm, calloused hands lifestyle.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I remember now when a couple weeks ago you were like, Ross, I just did the manliest thing over the weekend. I watched Tony clamp wood. Tony let me watch him. Tony let me sit there and watch him.
I gotta watch him quick. And I got the board through the planer. I caught the board coming through the planer.
I forgot to let you catch the board. Audrey, you stand on that end over there. Yep. You catch this as it comes through. Just there you go. Both hands. Good job, honey. Nothing, honey. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of Travis. Okay.
You wonder what, because we want to believe that professional athletes can bounce back from anything, right? But they're also human, and professional athletes deal with mind games as much as the average person does.
Yeah.
You wonder what being up 22 on the road. You're thinking, man, we're going to steal one. We've got home court after this. What does that do mentally to get outscored 44-11 and let it slip away? I mean, if the Knicks end up sweeping this series, not saying they're going to, but I think you clearly look to go, oh, that was just a punch in the balls, and they couldn't recover from that.
I mean, so they did say about halfway through the when it was I don't remember. It was 22 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 22 points in the fourth
with 8
quarter.
minutes to play. You said something like that. Man. So I remember when it was like a 14-point game, but I swear in my head that it was somewhere in the third quarter that one of the announcers said, no, it was in the fourth quarter. It's like a 14-point game, and one of them was like, "Hey, this is the NBA. This can happen really quick. This can be closed down really quickly." Now, I do remember after he said that it got worse. Man, up to 22 with 8 to play, and started making shots.
Tyler even puts it right. He goes, "This was extreme even for the NBA."
Yeah. It was fun to watch.
You wonder how many people, and I'm not an NBA fan. I mean, you stayed up and watched the whole thing. You wonder how many people with about 8 minutes left and it's 22 just shut the thing off, woke up this morning and said, what the hell happened?
Think about people that would have left. People left. I guarantee people left.
We need to catch the subway home. It's going to be packed if we don't. Okay. Wow. Game 2 will be interesting.
Let's look at that. We'll do that.
And see if they can bounce back from that. But
I have an opportunity to volunteer at the Beaverdale Farmers Market for the school.
Oh,
there we go.
There you go. Look at you, Mr. Volunteer.
That's my list.
Make sure to wear an Agency Iowa shirt and hat and hand out business cards.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
Always be marketing. ABM. Always be marketing.
See, some people would say that's called hijacking an event. I call it backpacking.
I have zero problem with hijacking events. Zero.
I have to frame it different in my head. Yeah, fun one last night. What does it do, Travis, to a team, though? Man, they've been through this. You know, you've got James Harden in that locker room who has been through 1,000 battles like that. I don't know that it has that impact that we think it might. But that it does. You're right, they're human, and you're right, they have injuries and they got to bounce back, and there's the mental game. There's also there's mental toughness, that fortitude of having been through it before. They'll be okay. But I think does shape up for a much more fun series than if Cleveland had won that first one in New York last night. Gives them a huge advantage if that's the case.
Also in the NBA yesterday, Jason Kidd was relieved of duties by the Dallas Mavericks. Now, maybe somewhat of a surprise, he has 4 years, $40 million left on his contract. Remember, they gave him a new deal after the New York Knicks wanted to interview him a couple years ago, and they said, no, we're going to give you a new contract. But then everything kind of blew up in the front office, and they bring in a new person who's running basketball, and the owner said, listen, I'm hands off. I'll let him decide everything with basketball. So Jason Kidd is now out of a job. And the truth is, the Mavericks started going downhill. This will be a 30 for 30 on ESPN at some point with the entire Luka Doncic situation, right? Jason Kidd, with Luka in the lineup, was 137 and 87. Got to the NBA Finals. Without Luka in the lineup, and this even included when he played for Dallas, 69 and 119. Now they're starting a rebuild with Cooper Flagg, but I mean, the whole franchise went downhill once Luka left Dallas. From a basketball operation standpoint, to a coaching standpoint, to a morale standpoint, to the fan standpoint.
When you say they're going to have a documentary, like a 30 for 30 type thing on this whole situation, what do you think what do you mean by that?
Because I still think there's people who don't know. I don't know if the whole story's been told. You know, Mark Cuban accused Jason Kidd of orchestrating the deal, knowing about it. Jason Kidd has said, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know until it was announced. Just the drama. And then you look at the fans. The fans have still revolted. You took your most popular player who a city rallied around because you had one of the premier players in the league, and you just shipped him away to the Los Angeles Lakers of all teams to play with LeBron James.
For a guy that is called Street Clothes is his nickname because of how often he's in a suit on the sideline.
One of the worst trades I think we've ever seen.
The one, absolutely. Yeah, hard to remember. And there were other pieces. And maybe we are so NBA stupid that we don't know one of those other pieces that's a dynamic piece. One of those pieces turned out to be Cooper Flagg. To me, if you're asking, if you want to know the fun, there's your. I'm trying to think. There's your Ken Burns version that Travis just gave you. Let me give you the Oliver Stone version.
Whatever happened to Oliver Stone? Has he directed a movie lately?
That's a good question. That's a good one to look up. Because the Oliver Stone version goes like this. That came from that all was like, hey, listen. LeBron's getting towards the end. We remember what the NBA was like when the Lakers sucked. They got to have a superstar. We got to have a superstar there. So we're going to move this around. And I know this is crazy. I try to tell you before you understand that I'm crazy. I get it. There was a conspiracy there. We're going to move him to LA. Guy's going to get Cooper Flagg. You're still going to have Anthony Davis. He's a generational talent. Or something. There's something behind the scenes that happened there, because that one just doesn't make any sense at all. Until draft night. Until they win the lottery. And you go, oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you start over with the rebuild.
Yeah. I was just going to sneak in. Did you see Thomas Massey lost last night?
I did.
Okay. We're cooked.
Not political show, Ross. It's not a political show.
It's not a political show, but it is in relation to the idea of like, it's come on. This is Truman Show stuff. Oh, we made a trade. We looked at the future of the franchise, and we decided that the guy that we have on all of our ticket packages, we didn't want here anymore. Anyway, so When you said that there was going to be a 30 for 30, I'm glad that you kind of walked through that.
I think I like the Oliver Stone better than the Ken Burns version of it.
Who, by the way, his JFK movie might have been a CIA. CIA might have had their hand in that. God. True. I'm just relaying information at this point. I'm just telling you what Oliver Stone said. I can't read the parts in red?
Yeah, you can read the parts in red. That's where your eyes go first anyway. I don't want the black print. I want the red print.
That a la the Scorpions and the girl they did Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Oh yeah, Scorpions.
And then they also had the song Winds of Change.
Because wasn't Winds of Change developed to influence Russians?
It was a CIA thing. I don't know what you call that, operation.
If you were to come up with a conspiracy theory about me, what would it be? I think you can find a conspiracy theory on almost every single issue.
No, I can't. Stop. I don't think it's conspiracy theory every issue. It's the ones that are obvious.
You know what's obvious is that if you go to Ballard's Black Island, you are going to have one hell of a time fishing. And Ross has an amazing deal for you.
Dude, even thinking about it, I was getting ready to explain to Audrey the concept the other day of the hot stove league. How, when in the middle of winter, it's fun to think about baseball because it just somehow warms you up. It makes your shoulders go loose for a minute and you go, oh, yeah, someday it's going to be summer. When you plan a vacation, I feel like it does that same thing. You get 6 months whenever you plan the vacation. Man, that excitement leading up to it is a part of it. The culmination, obviously, is the actual vacation, but then it's those months afterwards that you get to sit around and go, we went on a Canadian fishing adventure. We were on a boat in the middle of a channel as the sun was setting. That was gorgeous. Why did the beer taste better? Was that the best food we've ever had? Those are the types of conversations you're going to have in the next year. I promise, everybody I've taken up to Ballard's Black Island has walked away and said, that place is special. That place is awesome. You just found adult Disney World. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's not just the fishing. I've had days up there where I didn't catch fish, and they were still really fun days. We've had days where we fished in the rain, and a year later, you're like, I don't think we've ever fished in the rain. How'd we forget about the rainy days? Because we had so much fun while we were hanging out. That's what they're offering for you. For 3 nights or 3 days of guided fishing, you're going to have 4 nights in the updated cabins. This isn't tent living. You're not in a trailer. You are in an updated cabin with a warm shower. When you come back, your bed is made for you. It's amazing adventure. Take advantage of it. It's Ballard's Black Island. The number is 218-634-1996. You can also go to blackisland.com. This is $1,200 per person, and they've got some limited availability.
You got to buy it in 2. You got to buy it in 2.
That's right. And by the way, I've been meaning to tell you this because every time I've talked about it, Courtney has written to me and said, and Luann has written on here also and said, great place for women. Like, we took the wives and the girlfriends last year, and we had a fantastic trip. Every time we've been up there and there's been somebody with their wife or girlfriend, you get treated amazing, and they make sure that they've got everything there for you. So take advantage of it. Tell them that you heard about it from me here on The Rush, and they've got an amazing price for you at about $1,200 per person. Don't mention that to them. You might get some sticker shock because this is one heck of a savings on a 3-day fishing trip.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you could change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
It's Bobby here at Willis Volvo Cars. I want to let you know that Costco is back. Up to $2,000 in savings for you for just being a Costco executive member. Amazing leases that will absolutely blow your mind. So stop on down to the showroom to check them out, or give us a call, click, or visit us at willisvolvocars.com. You'll be glad you did.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Lexus. Excitement is building for the all-new 2026 Lexus ES redesign. Hybrids continue to be extremely popular, and Lexus is offering strong finance incentives. Now is a great time to buy, and you can start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. And you watched the Knicks game yesterday, Ross. During the afternoon, I pulled up the old YouTube TV at work, and I watched the entire Iowa baseball game in its first game of the Big Ten tournament. And I tell you what, the Hawks offense was impressive yesterday because they fell down early. They were down 4-0 in the first. and then did not lead the game until the 7th inning. The great part about the win yesterday, besides Iowa getting the win 10-6 over Illinois, is they only used 2 pitchers. So, when you start this early and you have to get all the way through the weekend, or at least attempt, you got to try to save the arms. I mean, the arms become so important. And Jaron Bleeker was incredible in relief. He came in, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run in 3 hits, and Iowa found an offense. Just a different way of, manufacturing runs, little small ball here and there, then went with the deep ball with Joel Narrett, hit a 3-run homer in the 7th, and Iowa won that first game, and it was a cold game. It was just the weather's weird, and it's you never know what you're going to be playing in, but found a way to get that win 10-6. So a good start to the Big Ten tournament.
I'm cold this morning too.
So am I. I got my space heater on in the studio. I'm like,
So that's game 1. What does the rest of the week look like then?
So it can go a number of different ways. Today is a big day.
This is the double elimination part of the tournament.
Part of it. So if Iowa wins today, they play at 5:00 against Michigan State. Michigan State got lucky even just to get into the tournament. Okay, a week ago they didn't think they were coming to Omaha to play in the Big Ten tournament. Some things happened with some teams losing. They got a little hot, and they were like packing up, going to go home for the summer, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're going to the Big Ten tournament. They get a win yesterday. They knock off Purdue in kind of this surprising game where they beat Purdue. So Iowa takes on Michigan State today at 5. If Iowa wins, it doesn't play again until Thursday, where it would play USC, and that would move into a single elimination game. If they lose...
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Give me a minute. I'm having one of those minutes right now.
That's fine.
What day is today?
Oh, I'm sorry. They wouldn't play till Friday. My bad. Tomorrow, I'm off.
Oh, my God.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. That was my own brain fart. It happens. This is what old age does to you, okay? This is why you are so much younger than I am.
Unconfident I am in my own head.
No, it's
that
just,
I had a second there. I'm like, is it Monday or Tuesday?
No, it seems like it, though, doesn't it? It is Wednesday today.
It totally felt like Wednesday until you just did that to me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, that's how engrossed I was. I love it. All right.
So if they win today, they don't play again until Friday. They would play USC. If they lose, they drop into that loser's bracket, and they would have to play again tomorrow. So today's game is massive, absolutely massive. So you can save those arms, get another day's rest.
Man, Irish act like you ain't never had that moment. Irish out here acting like he ain't ever been on the road wondering where he's going. Irish out here acting like he ain't never been on the way to a birthday party asking whose birthday party. Yeah, what day is it? Today? Right now? I think it's Wednesday.
But the fact that they only used 2 pitchers yesterday is huge because Iowa hasn't had a problem with offense. Matter of fact, they're one of the best offensive teams in the country. I mean, top to bottom, they just don't have the arms, right? Their pitching has been inconsistent.
The most important thing to watch.
Yes.
So at Michigan State, there's I go 50-50 on that too. If a team are they just playing with that stupid luck right now? Are they just playing with that idea of nothing to lose? And
there's something about that too, right? Hey, you throw in stupid luck and you throw, hey, we're not even supposed to be here. So just go out and don't care and play. And that can do something to your mind. You're like, hey, nobody thought we were going to be here. We didn't think we were going to be here. Let's just go out and have a little bit of fun. Let's go play baseball.
Ain't winning fun? But at the same time, there's a reason that you were packing your bags at the end of April because you didn't think that it would get this far. You're probably not as talented. I didn't know I was one of the best offensive teams in the country.
But their pitching blows. And they used Bleeker for 5 innings yesterday. He was spectacular. Matter of fact, they interviewed Coach Heller during the the TV broadcast, and they're like, we need to write him out. I mean, he needs to go the rest of the game for us because the starter gave up 5 runs, I think. Yeah, gave up 5 runs because Bleeker gave up 1, and they're like, he went 4 innings, and when they brought Bleeker in, Coach Heller goes, he needs to go the distance because if you start getting into the bullpen, that's going to make things difficult for the rest of the week. So they get out of that game using only 2 pitchers. Nobody saw Michigan State beating Purdue, so you have an advantage playing the 12 seed as opposed to.
Did you say Michigan beat Purdue or Michigan State? I'm sorry.
Michigan State beat Purdue. Michigan actually 10-run Rutgers in seven innings. They beat Rutgers 10-0, and Washington beat Ohio State 8-6 last night. So you got 4 more games today, and that was another advantage because Iowa would have had to play like that first game this morning. That would have sucked.
So I was going to ask you about that 5 o'clock, the 5 o'clock start time against Michigan State. So you're kind of answering this question because I was going to ask, is there a good, bad, best time for Iowa to be starting? Will there be more people there because they're playing at 5 o'clock? I think is the question I really want to answer.
The answer would be yes, because you're going to have a number of people. Like yesterday when they played at 1 and you're playing on a Tuesday, it's hard for even people in Council Bluffs or Western Iowa or even Hawkeye fans that are in Omaha to get to the stadium. You're like, man, if this was Friday, I'd take a day off and go. Tuesday, I probably can't get down there for a 1 o'clock game. Now you change it to a 5 o'clock game, and you're like, okay, I can make that work. So I would anticipate there'd be a lot more Iowa fans. Yeah, Ross, you don't want to play at 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to play that 1 o'clock game, and you don't want to play the late game because if that 5 o'clock game goes long, starting at 9 o'clock would suck. Just absolutely suck. I love college baseball. I do. Maybe it's just because I've been around it for so long, and this city embraces college baseball so much. Not that there was a huge crowd down there, but it's just
okay. All right, that's funny. So maybe you're already answering this one also because Burger McChick wrote and said, when does the attendance become a financial issue? Well, I'll let you answer that, Travis, but the reason I thought that you kind of started there, where else are you going to have it, I guess, is one of the things that I would say.
The last time Iowa won the Big Ten tournament, it happened when they played it on a 1-year hiatus from Omaha. I think they played in Bloomington, Indiana. Listen, attendance is attendance. It's probably, but if you look at the geographical location of Omaha, it makes a lot of sense for the Western schools and even, the Rutgers and people to meet in the middle. And if you play college baseball, Ross, where do you want to play? You want to play where they play the College World Series.
Yep, you want to play, yeah, right.
Even if you don't make the series, you're like, we got to play there. When you're watching the College World Series, you're like, I got to play there. There is something unique about playing in the mecca of college baseball.
On a smaller level, Travis.
On a smaller level.
And here, does it matter to high school teams when they get a chance to play at Principal Park, even if it's a regular season game in the middle of the year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Means a lot. So,
and to the same point, nice advantage, as Irish points out. Nice advantage for Big Ten teams to get some of those games in at the stadium. Same thing for those high school teams.
And I know it's a home field advantage, but look at the number 2 seed in this tournament. Friday night, when Nebraska plays, that stadium will be full. Will be full. We're talking there's possibly 20,000 people there.
If Iowa were good, they'd have the same. I mean, not
like
same.
that.
Not the same. Not the same. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't. Attendance is college baseball is only a revenue driver in a very few. LSU, I think, makes money off big college baseball. Ole Miss might.
So the answer
Texas
to the long and I'm not trying to, but I just want to make sure that I understand. the short answer is when he says, when does the lack of attendance become a financial issue? It never does. It won't.
No. Nope. Now, is it weird sometimes in those early games to watch an empty stadium? Yeah. But as it goes along, as you get closer to the weekend, it's going to fill up. That's just even on some of the...
Even the 5 o'clock game tonight's not going to look... It's going to look empty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big stadium. I mean, it is 9,000 seats smaller than Wrigley Field. So, I mean, they've actually played they played a Major League Baseball regular season game there. The Royals played somebody a number of years back. I mean, it's a good-sized, big stadium. And most college teams don't have that. Yeah, but don't worry about the attendance. These players want to play where the College World Series is played. But you got the 4 teams that don't have to play till Friday. You've got UCLA, which is the number 1 team in the country. You got Nebraska, USC, and Oregon. Those teams are just sitting there waiting to see who they get to play. So, speaking of the Big Ten, they've been having meetings out there in California. I wonder if they threw those California schools a bone. Now, we're going to have our meetings out in California for you.
You guys don't have to travel for this one. We're all coming to
got
see you.
We got you covered here. We're going to go to some posh resort in California, and you guys can drive. You don't have to buy plane tickets for this. So nice of them.
It's like, Travis, when if you grew up in a large family, we were the only, of all of my Wisconsin family, we were the only ones that weren't in Wisconsin. We were the only ones that weren't within about 2-hour drive of the farm. We were like an 8-hour drive from the farm. And so we would go up there for Christmas. We were these East Coast or these West Coast teams traveling in the dead of winter. And we'd go up there and we'd sleep upstairs at the farmhouse, right? And then they never came to Des Moines, those Wisconsinites. Hope they're listening.
Des Moines? Why would we go to Des Moines?
Right. You know why? Because we didn't have the LA beach resort thing that the Big Ten's doing right now.
You had the Wisconsin Dells.
We'll meet you halfway at the Dells. That's nice of them. So the Big Ten, UCLA, USC, which other California?
Washington, Oregon. They probably had to hop on a flight. Well, nobody wants to go to Washington. LA sounds good. But Tony Petitti talked about he's been Tony Petitti, for being a conference commissioner, is not as upfront, maybe not as public as Greg Sankey from the SEC or Phillips from the ACC or even Yormark from the Big 12. I mean, those guys, Yormark's probably the most outspoken. Sankey carries himself with probably the most weight. Petitti's just one of these guys that works behind the scenes and yields a really powerful stick, right?
Yeah, I like your analysis there. I agree with all that.
He actually sat down with reporters for about an hour yesterday and went through the benefits of a 24-team playoff. And in not so many words, or in this many words, said it's 24 or it's 12. I mean, there is the plan B is 12. It's going to be 24 or it's going to be 12. And now that you've got the ACC on 24, you've got the Big 12 on 24, it's a game of survivor. And his point wasn't, he's like, it can't be 16 because the financial model does not make sense in the elimination of the conference championship game. To make up the revenue for the loss of the conference championship game, it needs to be at 24 because you're talking about $200 million each. The compromise, and they were lock, stock, and barrel on this, they would agree to a 16-team playoff only, and if only, it could expand to 24, meaning the 16 would be an intermediary, but within 2 or 3 years after that, it's got to be at 24.
And
Well,
while
if you're
they're
going to do that, anyway, just go straight to 24.
and while they're at 16, continue with the conference champion. No, you would eliminate the conference championship games at 16, but knowing that the money's coming for the 24.
Yeah. And he has stipulations on the 16, meaning that nobody gets a bye on 16. With the 24, he wants 1 through 8 to get a bye. 9 through 16 would get those first home games, and then he equates the regular season for those teams around 21 through 24. That's where that regular season becomes so important to get your way into the playoff.
That now the regular season becomes important at 21 to 24.
Yep. Berger brings up a good point. He says, the financial model doesn't make sense for any college athletics at this time. 100%.
That's a good point. See, Berger, thank you. I'm trying to make sane in an insane world.
Well,
I do think it's fine. Listen, I always defer to the thing of like, these dudes are way smarter than me. They've got it figured out. I'm just wondering how the financial. So I do find it fascinating, Travis, of how the financials teeter-totter right there. The guys with the pencil and paper and the numbers and the books. First of all, the fact that he has to throw in the fact that, hey, at 16, I don't think anybody should get a bye. How the fuck would that work? Anyway, it's amazing to me that they figured out that's the teeter-totter. So, but this is something that I would like to throw into that soup of conversation that you and I are always having about. The money doesn't belong to the NCAA in football. You're right. It belongs to the institutions under the umbrella of the NCAA or whatever. But they have figured out that math right there of if we are at 12 playoff teams, we have to have this additional game that's on television that sells for, but man, it looks like we sell it like a Super Bowl. But if we get to 24 teams and you give us another couple of playoff games,
it offsets it.
It offsets it, and that gives us that money and a couple of games. Gio, like we all, this is the question. I think, man, our brains do this all the time.
Well, that would be the 24-team model.
Why?
I
mean, but why don't they do it right now, Terry? Gio's asking. Money.
Power and money.
money and power.
And sometimes I think it's power and ego over the money sometimes. I really do when it comes to the SEC and Big Ten. Because if they go to 24, this is the SEC losing. This is a game of Survivor. Mm-hmm. This is Stratego in real life. It's crazy.
But you're right. You're right. It is, Travis. Why don't? This is such a Pollyanna view here. Why don't they all just hold hands and get along, Travis? Why can't they just see? They continue to make these decisions. They continue to make more money. Their goal all along was to make more money. Why can't they see that they're slowly decaying all of the stuff that matters to us as the fans?
Because they don't care about us as the fans.
But can't they see that by playing it like it is Stratego, there is an end to the board game? But stepping back and realizing it's not a race to an end of absolute power, of absolute control, of absolute money funneled into one direction or two or three. Why? Because that's not the way life works, Peterson, you jackass.
Ross, I guarantee there's a struggle for power in your office.
I know.
Anybody who goes to work, there's a power for struggle for titles, for money. It happens everywhere.
I know.
Look under, communism. It's supposed to have this great idea. What usually corrupts communism? The struggle for power and dictatorship, right?
Beautiful in principle, flawed in practice. Right?
Yes. Because it's never practiced the way it was meant to be.
That's going to be the title of my autobiography right there. Beautiful in principle, but flawed in practice. I mean, I'm trying. How is it when it hits the field? Not good. Not good.
This should work. I don't understand why it doesn't work.
I don't understand why all this isn't working for me.
Because people get in the way. Mike says it because the SEC is used to being the biggest bully on the playground. They see it as losing control and need to get back in control some way. I don't disagree with that. Now, they may have sound principles, but they believe.
So can we go back in before we have to hit the bottom of the hour here and get our traffic break?
And weather.
I want to go back and talk about this money thing and this whole idea that's all again always one of these like strong talking points that's been out there about how hey the NCAA doesn't control the money in football. Then why don't we talk like can. So I don't know. It doesn't math to me that it's always seemed kind of like a paper dragon, I think is the right term for that. Like, oh man, they don't control the money. Well, yeah, it's just the institutions and then in the basketball, the NCAA hands them the money. So there's a money handler in one of them. And then
I'm going to tease you a little bit because it has to do with money. But the Big Ten said something silent out loud yesterday that is going to raise some eyebrows and maybe move the needle faster than people think. So we'll talk about that when we come back. But first, the Des Moines Arts Festival is coming up, and the Iowa Lottery is going to offer you a VIP experience. The Lottery Lounge is back at the 2026 Des Moines Art Festival. You could be spending the day in the shade enjoying music, exploring a juried art fair with works from 190 professional artists, and have the opportunity to take home your favorite pieces with $1,000 in art bucks, plus food and refreshment. All this and more can be yours in the prize zone promotion from the Iowa Lottery. It runs through June 2nd. So check it out at ialottery.com. It is the Rush Radio.
That's a hell of a deal.
It is. Iowa Lottery is banging it, man. Every week, there's something. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on. Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover in Des Moines. I want to let you know that we've got a great selection right now. We have amazing financing as low as 0.9% financing at 62 months. There's loyalty for up to $4,000. There is conquest up to $4,000 in select models. I will tell you, now is the time. We've got the cars and we've got the programs. So stop on down or give us a call, click, or visit us at LandRoverDesMoines.com. You'll be glad you did.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. We've been talking about the Big Ten, Ross, and if you go back 10 years, maybe longer, what I'm about to say that the Big Ten said yesterday, I've been saying for a long time. Now, I'm not taking credit for it. I don't think it was an original idea. This was just kind of those think tank things where you just get together and start throwing ideas. But for the first time, maybe publicly, the Big Ten mentioned self-governance yesterday. They are becoming deeply concerned and frustrated with the College Sports Commission, which came out of the House settlement, which was supposed to approve third-party deals in 24 to 48 hours. That hasn't happened. They've been increasingly disappointed in Congress. There's a shock that, you know, something's not happening. And unless the House settlement winners agree to new language in the House settlement, they may just take things under their own wing when it comes to distribution of money, because they want it to be set up not on a collective to where you take the average revenue and determine that salary cap, which makes sense because you're dealing with everybody. Yeah. They want to deal with their own conference revenues, which would give the Big Ten and the SEC even more power when it came to distribution of money. Self-governance, meaning they would make their own rules and police it. I don't think that's good for anybody, and you can't have multiple conferences having multiple rules and run their own thing. That creates even more inequity.
Isn't it am I wrong, Travis? It feels to me the same thing as when, you know, the football team might break off from the athletic department.
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, wait, what about this part of it that's just ours? It feels a lot like Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12. Right? Where it's like this is we understand our part of this brand is much stronger than yours. And so rather than stratego, rather than continuing to play the game, I'm just going to push you out of the game. And right now, the board is still big enough that I can not necessarily push you out, but, you know, I don't know what the right gaming analogy for it is, but it certainly has that gaming feel. So that answers that question from the last segment.
You know, Berger actually makes a good point. These institutions of higher learning are waiting to be instructed on what to do. Where's the learned people guiding them into the future?
Again, call back to earlier in the show. There aren't any adults.
This is what money corrupts everybody.
Oh, wait, you're waiting for somebody to step in and fix this all?
515-517-2303. Let's go to Booker. Booker, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, man?
Bunch of idiots figuring it out.
What's up, guys? Love your show.
Thanks, Booker.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if you saw the USA Today, but they had Jamie Pollard and the Iowa State tailgate made the USA Today. They had an article that Jamie Pollard just came out at the last tailgate party, and he said that he thinks the SEC and the Big Ten, they need to just go away and go by themselves and just go play each other, just those teams, because he said that they don't want to. They want to make all the rules, but they don't want to follow any of the rules. And it's actually really interesting.
He's not wrong.
Yes,
he's not wrong.
No. Yes, that's exactly what Jamie. In order to quit playing the game back and forth, you've got to stand up. And you guys can hate Jamie. I like Jamie. The thing I like that he stands up and says, "Hey, the game is going to end."
It just came out today. It's a good article to the USA Today. It's a good article. And he said not just football. He said all sports, baseball, softball. Let them just go play each other and we can call it good.
Could you imagine being the Big 12? You're literally just getting dictated to, right? You can say whatever you want, but you have to sit and wait for what these two institutions are doing.
And you got to look around and realize you're not playing with an empty hand. They're in a good position with good universities, with solid fan bases, growing, healthy.
Hey, I was just wondering, is it all right if I ask Ross a question? I don't mean to change the subject.
No, that's fine.
Fire away, Booker. Fire away, buddy. Anything's on the table, buddy. Go ahead.
Hey, I was catching up on my podcast because sometimes I get busy at work. I can't listen to everything. So I was catching up on my podcast. And Brother Keith Murphy called you out again. He said he's east side, he's going to the fair, and he's getting in a fight, and he said, Ross Peterson, look out. That's twice now he's called you out. So can we just get an official statement from the Peterson camp? And then my other question was, Ross, if shit goes down and like Andy Fales jumps in, will Travis have your back? And can Travis take Andy Fales?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can take him, but I would go for it. I'd go for it. He's taller than I am. I'm sweeping the leg. I'm sweeping the leg, Johnny. I'm sweeping the leg.
I knew you would, Travis. That's why you're my boy.
All right.
But Ross, can we get an official statement from the Ross Peterson camp?
Well,
He's
Booker.
called you out twice now, Ross.
I'm so unprepared for this. I had no idea.
That Keith had a violent side to him.
I'll tell you this. As you can tell I'm shocked and appalled. Is what I'll say initially.
You know what happened? Keith's son got into the boxing thing, right? I wonder if he's like watched his son get in the ring, and he's like,
he's around Williams. Didn't you tell me Williams is all jacked up on
he's all jacked up on the testosterone now.
So maybe I don't know.
Hey, you guys are the best. Love your show, man.
Thanks, Booker. I don't know what they're doing over there at Iowa everywhere. They're getting angry.
Aggressive.
If you don't think roid rage is real, you're looking at it, folks. You're looking at it.
But Murphy's I see. I can't even talk shit about the guy. I'm getting ready to fluff his pillow.
But he's talking shit about you. He's coming after you.
Listen, if it's on East Side night, he's going to have to bring a lot more than Andy Fales.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If it's the four of us in a ring, you're right. The biggest problem in there is Andy, by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Travis is mean.
Though I guarantee I've been in more fights of the four
all
combined.
of us combined.
And Ross has seen me in a competitive arena.
It's impressive. The guy gets after it. There's a switch. You guys remember Over the Top? Remember the Sylvester Stallone movie Over the Top? He takes his hat and he turns it around. You know, I say, Travis did it on the wheelchair basketball. I went, oh, shit. I've told you the line. I know I've used this before, so I apologize that this is a repeat. But when Eli wanted to really get into wrestling, my best friend Scott is a wrestler and a tough dude and wrestled in college and high school and made it to state. And he's a tough guy. And he's like, Eli, I don't know, man. I don't know if you got it in you. And Eli, Eli's like 9, right? And he's like, I can do it. I can do it. And Scott says to him one day, Eli, someday you're going to have to wrestle a kid that's like me. And do you know what the difference between your dad and I is? I love your dad, but I would put my thumb through his eye socket if I needed to win a match. And he was like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Think you're that mean? You think you're that mean?
I mean, look at all the MMA fighters. Now, there's some that go get along, but, they hug and, they say good things about it. But in the match,
they do those guys. It's a different sort of tough sort of animal. Booker, I'll have to think about it. I'm so called out. It's so out of the blue for me. Keith Murphy. I thought he was
Ross
a friend.
never gets. I'd understand if it was me because I'm a dick. Ross is like who calls out Ross Peterson, the nicest guy, the biggest
Keith
people
Murphy
pleaser there is.
Showing his true colors, isn't he? Showing his true colors. Yeah. Yeah.
Going back to...
That's okay. I just thought of one. That's okay, because I have nice text messages from his wife. Huh? Boom. I don't know. But Jenny did... you guys were at Bacon Fest, and she was like, oh, we missed you at Bacon Fest. That's the nicest text messages.
So as the Big Ten talks about, self-governance, you have Ted Cruz and somebody else. It's a bipartisan bill that is trying to get the SCORE Act through that would kind of take what the Presidential Commission has done and put it into a bill and try to make it law. But the Big Ten doesn't have much faith in that's going to happen, especially before the recess takes place. So that's why and this is classic. You talk about it behind the scene, then you throw a floater out there, right, Ross? Let's get reaction. Let's see what people think. Let's see if this moves the needle in the way we want it. Well, the NAACP threw a little wrench in it yesterday by saying they are encouraging all black athletes to boycott said conferences or universities if those universities support the SCORE Act but don't come back and come out against redistricting and gerrymandering, right? So,
okay.
Let me just say, and this isn't political. This is speaking from humans. This is the worst play you could do because nobody's boycotting anything when you're getting paid $5 million. When you're getting paid $1 million, people are going to go, oh, you're going to pay me what? I don't care about that. You might have a couple who say, yeah, I'll go play in the Big Ten. But if Alabama doesn't come out and go against gerrymandering, by the way, has been around for a long, long time, and it's not going to go anywhere. But to say, we encourage all athletes to boycott until an athlete sees we're going to pay you $5 million. I ain't boycotting anything. Nobody would boycott if somebody threw $5 million your way.
I mean, it's like we say, it's all about money all the time. It's all about money. If somebody offers you that much money, you're pretty quick to change your mind. We've talked about that. It's people's price tag's a lot lower than you would want to believe.
Yeah. I think they're going to find out they're not as powerful as what they think on this play.
You're right about that. There you go. That Jamie Pollard line. We'll find out. You'll find out who's in charge of what here. And that you'll find out how much power they yield. That's why I think they have. I think there's some power. I don't think that.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong fight to pick.
Good way to put it.
Yeah. Now you got yourself in the news. You got yourself a headline. Most people are going to look at that and go, nah.
Listen, the gerrymandering thing is a whole different ball of wax on a lot of different levels. I like the Ben Sass thing. He was on was that 60 Minutes?
60 Minutes.
On, and he said, man, every representative should have about 20,000 constituents.
Congress would double or triple, but he goes, he believed that every representative should know who they're representing.
Yeah.
And he's like, the Senate should stay at where it is.
Yep.
He goes, that's the most powerful body, and it should be. But this is more or less making the House of Commons, right? I mean,
essentially, but it would, but getting us back to her and then redistricting everything into some sort of grid pattern makes sense. Instead of having a map that looks like West Des Moines, you know how West Des Moines and Clive and Windsor Heights, and then there's
Johnston and Urbandale.
Clive's like, let me get in there. Windsor Heights is. I'll get in there. Whatever. It's but good fight. Yield your power. Wield your power. Wield. It comes in at a rabbit pace.
Rabbit. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Picking on me.
I need to start a list of all the things I've discovered about you in the last month. It's been a spring of fountain of information this spring.
I'm here to educate. Do you see the story about Rashee Rice?
I mean, it's
dude.
Okay,
dude, you are found. You get probation for third-degree felony racing causing bodily injury. They say, hey, we're only going to give you probation. It's 5 years probation. If you make it through probation, the charge and everything goes away. Your criminal history disappears. 5 years is a long time. But you're like, okay, a felony is going to drop off my record if I can make it 5 years. The dude tests positive for THC, and they throw him in jail right away. Probation violated. Deal done. He gets 30 days in jail. Now, you can say what you want about THC. This isn't about a legalization of marijuana or THC.
I'm with you on this.
This is about I mean, if you got picked up for DUI and you were on probation and you had to take a breathalyzer, if you failed, you would get in more trouble. They're saying, do not do this. Now, I know he just had knee surgery, and he probably might have said, the weed is better for the pain than the opiates. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
We know what it was. Right. I'm with you.
Yeah. You throw away, you could have a felony conviction thrown out. Instead, you take the P test, and they throw you in jail right away. So he's going to miss the OTAs for the Chiefs. He'll spend 30 days in jail. And he'll play for the Chiefs. I get it. But I look at it from the criminal record. They were going to wipe it away. Yeah. That was the deal.
Right. And you're right. This is not a weed conversation.
No.
This is the juice ain't worth the squeeze conversation. What are the consequences? What are the consequences of we can have the conversation about is weed better than opiates? Is it okay that he should have, that these things are allowed and these things aren't? We can have that conversation. Right now, the rules say that for the next 5 years, You can have that conversation, but you can't do the thing. And if you do the thing and we find out about it, then all this goes away. You could have had a felony get off. What was this? What you said it was
felony racing causing bodily injury.
Yeah, got in an accident.
Yep. It just
I love it, and this is the other thing.
Oh, going back to our previous conversation?
Vic is exactly right. Well, yeah, just this guy. This.
Oh.
They don't just hand this stuff out. There's rules. There's consequences. Sure. Weed is better than opiates. You're right. Okay. Now all that stuff goes away. You're right. And let's call a spade a spade. This is not one of those weed conversations of, man, I was dealing with some stuff and I smoked some weed no. But play stupid games, man.
Joey Chestnut.
There we go.
Has pleaded guilty.
Oh, I thought you were going to give us something uplifting. You mentioned America's greatest hero, possibly our greatest world champion of all time. And I got all excited. That was like a roller coaster of emotions for me. I'm all down in the dumps thinking about people throwing away opportunities. You go, Joey Chestnut. I go, here we go. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Pleads guilty to battery. He had an altercation in a bar in Indiana. When he was confronted about it, he didn't remember it. He said he was too drunk, and then they showed him video, and he's like, "Oh, I was just joking. That was supposed to be a joke." But the video clearly did not show that it was a joke. He slapped a dude. He goes, "I didn't know they were going to record it. I didn't know they were going to report it."
What?
You're Joey frickin' Chestnut. You hit somebody.
I want to hear both sides of the story.
Look at Ross.
I just did the guy.
He had to say, but if Joey says right away, I was too drunk to remember it even happened. The video shows that he goes up and shakes the guy's. He went to shake his hand, pulled it away, and
slammed him. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Slap your mama.
Oh, no way. Joey too, huh?
Yeah.
He's human?
He's human. Man. It's just a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Price to
See,
play,
I just
paying 10,000 ballpark pranks.
Yeah, right. As soon as you said got in an altercation at a bar, like, man, the things that went through my head about the shit that guy must get, like I could think of being in a bar and hearing people yelling shit to Joey Chestnut. I could hear
absolutely
like the stuff that guy would deal with. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Now, if Joey Chestnut walked into a bar, I wouldn't know it was Joey Chestnut. You have to walk in and say, Joey Chestnut's here. Bring me some nachos.
He carries his belts with him.
I'm Joey fucking Chestnut.
Walks in with his rings on. The champ is here. The champ is here.
I'll take a Schlitz. Oh, they're not going to serve that anymore. Did you see that?
The other day, I saw that Schlitz is going to be done.
177 years old. Schlitz beer is no more. They're brewing the last 80 barrels at the end of this month. It'll be out for distribution in June. One of the most iconic brands in the beer world will be no more. Do you know where Schlitz became more like super popular?
I'm going to guess Milwaukee, but I have no idea.
Well, it was what happened was where it became the favorite and grew was like the 1871 fire in Chicago. There was not enough good, clean water for people to drink, so they shipped down Schlitz beer for people to drink.
Stop.
Honest to God. That's what I read this morning. That's where its growth happened. And then what
People didn't have enough water, and so they were like, better just back up the beer trucks then.
Belly up. Hey, marketing's marketing. Send them some beer. But then the decline of Schlitz happened for a couple reasons. Anheuser-Busch became very popular.
Yeah.
And then in the 1970s, they made a classic mistake. To save money, they changed the recipe.
Oh.
Never change the recipe, folks. If you go from, raise your prices to keep the good stuff. Don't lower the prices because you want cheaper ingredients. Schlitz beer. Now, Pabst owns Schlitz. They're going to hang on to the name so somebody can't take it and try to rebrew it. And Pabst has said, with all their iconic brands, even the ones that are discontinued, they'll hold on and maybe in the future do like special releases. See, that's smart. It's kind of like the McRib coming out once a year.
Yeah. Sell the naming rights. Because if it goes away for a while and then it comes back and people can go, it's the exact same. I mean, it's made in a different brewery with different water,
but the recipe's the same.
Different ingredients, but it's the exact same. All right. Legend versus reality. The popular Chicago story claims Schlitz charitably shipped barrels of beer to survivors when the city's water supply was ruined. While the company did send beer down via train cars, historians note the massive spike in sales was largely a smart business move rather than pure charity.
Absolutely it was.
The devastating 1871 fire destroyed many of Chicago's own local breweries. But while local supplies devastated, the Milwaukee-based company aggressively stepped in to the Chicago market. Capitalizing on the sudden vacuum, Schlitz sales more than doubled the following year. The profits and massive distribution network establishing during this period helped propel Schlitz to become the largest brewer in the United States by 1902. Sounds to me like somebody benefited big.
Yeah, it was marketing. You're like, let's do this. They were thinking, you know what?
And the story is a cow tipped over a lantern. That's the story of the. I'm gonna look into this.
Folks. Speaking of beer, if you're looking for the best selection of beer, cold beer, you can get a tall boy just right out of the rack. Go to Central City Liquors. Why? Because they have all the variety you want, all the value you want. Make the next stop Central City Liquors. Locals rave about the selection. The staff who knows their stuff. From favorite everyday bottles to rare finds, they're stocked and ready. Plus, you'll always get great deals on your favorite drinks. Central City Liquors, where good times start with great choices. Ross, I'm going to go hit the links. Today.
Oh, hit them straight. Hit them far.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm going to wear pants today. I don't like to wear pants when I golf, but it's a little chilly out there, so I'm going to wear pants.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Central City Liquors, Brian Duax joins us tomorrow on the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bud.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
This is Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. Over time, carbon and deposits build up in your fuel system, clogging injectors and reducing performance. A fuel system service cleans out all that buildup. That's why we're offering our summer travel special with 15% discount on all fuel system services. If you want your vehicle to drive like it did when it was new and prevent problems before they start, a fuel system service is a preventative step. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you could change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.